This meeting of the Hancock County Board of Commissioners to order. Today is 3/31 of 26. This meeting is being recorded and streamed for public viewing. By participating, you acknowledge that your image, voice, and comments may be captured and made publicly available. This meeting has been properly noticed in accordance with Indiana Code 5-14-1.5. Let the record show that a quorum of commissioners are present. The commissioners are open for business. We will now proceed with the agenda. At this time, if you would, I'd like for you to stand and recite the pledge for us, with us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can you just, oh, yeah.
Oh,
right
okay. Thought I must not have been listening.
Okay.
Can I make a motion, we approve the minutes for 3/16/2020?
Second.
I don't know if I can do that, I wasn't here.
No, you can't.
Okay.
You can't.
I move that we approve the minutes for 3/16/2026 Commissioners Meeting.
Second. There's been a motion on the floor and a second to approve the minutes for the minutes of 3/16/26. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Micki, you ready?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have a little situation. I need your advice on how you would like to proceed. Mount Comfort Cemetery, which is right next to the Mount Comfort Church, has been under the rule of a trust, and the trust has run out of money. And so they contacted me about the township taking over responsibility for the maintenance on that cemetery, of which we're happy to do until I found out that the deed is deeded to the Board of Commissioners back in 18 something or another. And so you own it. I can do one of two things. Either you can deed it to the township and I can use township funds to do the maintenance, or if you want to maintain the ownership of it, I can keep track of what. We have a mower. You don't have a mower. We have a mower, and I can keep track of and have him do that maintenance, and then present a bill at the end, whichever way you'd like to go on that. I can't use township funds on a county asset, and so I've got all kinds of documentation that our mower is, qualified and has done it for years, and what we spend, and I did up our budget this year. But with the addition of that cemetery onto our budget, my budget's going to run really tight.
So how much is it per year to maintain that?
He charges per time, and that particular cemetery, because it's a large one, is $150
Each time?
each time, and he does it about once a week on all of our cemeteries. It's more than some of our.
Cemetery again?
The Mount Comfort Cemetery right next to Mount Comfort Church.
The method, is it, I can't remember what.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
It's not on the east side of the road.
It's not on the east side of the road?
No, it's on the west.
We're talking
road. It's
something
got a
else.
white fence around it, right next to the Mount Comfort Church, which is right at the corner of Mount Comfort and 300 North, right behind the pilot, or the, is that a BP or whatever that new station, gas station is right there on the corner at the roundabout. The church that's off just to the north of that roundabout and on the west side of the,
It is on the east side.
it is on the east side of the road. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're right.
It's not the church cemetery.
Correct.
It's county.
County
Yeah.
And they didn't set aside perpetual funding for any of that?
They did not. And, I mean, in hindsight, it wasn't theirs to do anyway. They are doing a few final things with the last bit of money. They had some tree work done, and they yesterday were power washing the fence and stuff, and they had some stone work done, and so they're done. I've paid for one mowing already, which was $150. Like I said, our guys did it for them for years anyway. So he said it's not a big deal for him to pick that up in his regular mowings. He's bonded and, we've got bonded and licensed and all of that stuff. And I have that information if you want to see, so you can ensure that it's being taken care of correctly if you're interested.
Can I just ask something? So a lot of the cemeteries are either deeded to the trustees or the county. So my question is, statutorily, whose obligation is it to take care of the cemeteries? Because I know that we're not paying for any other cemetery. So I don't have you looked into that?
None of mine, all of ours are deeded to us, so I can't speak to what the other cemetery's situation is. And the only reason, that this came up was because of a money situation.
Yeah, but the majority of the cemeteries, the majority of the cemeteries are either yours or the township trustees, but we still don't, even the ones that are deeded to us, we still don't have a financial obligation, because I think, and I would check on that.
I think statutory.
No matter who
It
it's
doesn't
deeded
mean that
to.
you can't offer assistance, but I just wanted to make sure that we had, maybe Scott looked at that.
Well, I would say though, technically speaking, whoever the owner is gonna have. However, it may be that in practice, the trustees have done it, for years. I don't know what the precedent is for it. But somebody's paying for it even though it's in the commissioner's name, right? So it might behoove us to find out how that's working.
Well, actually, they had a trust set up for it,
Okay.
and now the trust is run dry.
Do you think they've done that on other cemeteries? They've set up a trust?
I have no idea.
None
I
of
just knew
mine,
that the townships take care of them, so.
That would be something maybe worth finding out.
Well, like Eden Cemetery attached to Eden United Methodist Church, they're about out of money as well. So we
I know
probably need to.
statutorily, the trustees have to take care of the
Well,
pioneer cemeteries.
I don't know the exact answer to that, but I'm just saying that it seems to me that technically whoever owns it is always going to be responsible unless there is a
Correct.
trust set up
Correct.
or some other arrangement. But I'm curious to know exactly the cemeteries are in the county's name, how those are getting taken care of if it's not the trust or trustee.
I can't speak to that. All of mine, we're deeded all of the cemeteries in our jurisdiction, and I take care of all of those.
Deb,
I
do
felt
you think you could
responsible,
find that out?
that to take care of it, and we will, however you
I
want to
don't-
handle that.
Why don't I reach out to Casey at the Indiana Cemetery Association, talk with him,
Okay,
and get his perspective. He's our
okay.
lobbyist.
And just to put it in perspective, I get a $20,000 budget, and with this cemetery, if it's the same number of mowings as last year, which we have no control over, we'll come up to 18.5 or something on my budget, which is no tree work, which is no fence work, which is no stone work. That's my concern. So even if you would deed it to the township, I might need help down the way just because it's a surprise, to my budget, and nothing, I'm happy to help you, but I may need help down the road.
Let's find out, because I bet this will come up again, I think, in other.
Especially if there's another cemetery that's in trust, and they're running short on funds.
Or if
It's
we've got
something
more
that-
out there in our name.
This may, obviously need assistance, but it might affect a lot of other people, so it might be something that we want to.
All right, and
So what
Eden
would
is
you
in
like for me
Greentown.
to do
Just hang tight.
about mowing right now?
go ahead and keep it mowed, I would think.
And then we will get it addressed and
Okay,
we'll go from there.
okay. I'm happy to take care of your asset. You're welcome.
Come here, let us pat you on the back.
I just want to make sure, because it's your property, I want to make sure that I'm doing what's right, but, I've
I
got
just wonder how
permission.
many others are out there that's in our name.
Yeah,
They're either in your name or they're in the township's name.
Yeah.
But I was told statutorily that the managing of that falls under the trustees.
Trustee.
So now, that doesn't mean that they can't be given money to be able to maintain that.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of the question that I have.
Might be worth a call too.
I'll do that.
Check the statute. I'll check the statute out.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Good luck today, Micki.
Yeah. Good luck today. Gary Poole.
Good morning. I have nothing for signature today. Keep it on your radar about Hancock County Senior Services. If you guys want to extend it, that contract is expiring at the end of 2026. If we want to extend it, we'll have to RFP it and do a standard let in there so that.
I've already talked to the mayor, and they have told them to go ahead and put in for that grant from the city. So
How much is that grant worth, Gary?
150
actually,
something.
we're asking 160, I think.
Inflated up, yeah.
Yeah.
So probably the next meeting or the following meeting, I'll be asking you for permission to RFP it. I'll have Miriam, I'm having Miriam handle it, but I'll probably have to help her with that to get that going if we're going to continue it. But keep in mind, I only saw 150 discussed at the council. Typically, the county's been paying 600,000 and getting 300,000 reimbursed. So we are light. So the council needs to be on board too. They have to fund it, so.
And 70-some% of those rides are in the grant field.
I don't know.
It is.
Okay, so, okay. Scott is working with, what's the name of the lady up there in McCoursville, Beth?
Yes.
To get the interlocal agreement signed. We need that signed at the 14 April Town Council meeting to continue that project, so hopefully.
I sent it to her. Have you heard anything from her? I haven't heard anything.
I have not. So maybe both of us will reping her, make sure she's good on that, because I'd hate for $6.1 million to go back to the state.
I'll follow up with her and see where she is. I'd sent it to her, I think it's been over a week ago now.
Congratulations, Ann and Miriam worked on a 9-star park grant for all the trails and infrastructure out there, trees and whatnot, stuff like that. And I just got the email this morning that we were awarded that. So that's $376,496 from the state. So it's funny how they go down to the dollar. God bless DNR. Round it off a little bit, but make sure we got that extra $6 to spend on something, buy Coke or something.
Good job, Ann. We
Yes.
appreciate it.
Ann and Miriam did a good job. That's kind of an oddball grant, so that was good to do. That'll help out if they want to do any our stuff. We intended it to be a conservation area, but for big events, you'll be able to use it out there for that. It's just going to be vacant land that people can go walk around and use. And the trail's now pretty much opened up out there, so people can walk on gravel now and go fishing or whatnot right now. So if you talk to any of your constituents that live in that area, they can walk to it right now. And then when we build the rest of that trail over from Greenfield over, people from, what is that, Sugar Creek, and those people will be able to, it's very hip, George. Very hip for you. Kelly's a 70s child.
The 2027 event that Keeley is engaged in, is that,
I think that was the concert.
it is, but is she still counting on the 9-star park?
I don't know.
Or is she counting
It
on
can
County
go
Farm?
there because 9 Star is getting ready to move a power station over to an area. So if it wants to be used for that, it can be set up for that. So, but that's not for me. Right now, I'm just getting the park set up. So it could.
We didn't change that zoning.
Well, I don't know if that really even. That's not my thing.
No, I know, but
Physically, it could absolutely happen. So that would take a meeting to get that switched over. You guys are in control of zoning. But that's it sounds like it's 2027 now, so you got a lot of time.
We got time to work on it.
Bridges on 3 South and 4 South are closed this winter. We're hoping to get those open by late spring, and here we are in spring. They're moving right along. We did have a nice flooding event, which put us back a little bit on one of the bridges, but this happens. On the back, on this page here, I need permission from the commissioners to approach Lisa. Well, Lisa's going to approach you guys about pilot, but something else we need to approach her on is adding some parcels to make sure that they are in our TIF district. for a couple of reasons. One, we don't want anybody to develop, we don't want a factory or commercial interest to develop in the county that doesn't pay a nice chunk of taxes so everybody can use them for everything, like we're using for all these things. It's not a burden on the taxpayer if we can capture the increment from the AV and use it throughout the county. So I need permission to approach Lisa Lee to have the parcels listed on this, which is listed up to the right, which if anybody's interested, it's on the back of the page, it's in here, and have those added to the Northern TIF district.
Okay.
So do I have permission to engage her?
Yes.
Okay. I take that as I have permission from the president to engage her. Pilot, obviously you guys need to talk about that. There's a lot of stuff going on. I was talking to some of my peers over in the Lebanon area with the LEAP district, and I'm really kind of happy I think we made the right move in the great chess game of taxes by blocking out a certain area so we have use of the tax money versus the state. The Boone County and Lebanon are getting about $1.5 to $3 million a year out of their stuff that's been developed. We get $18 million a year. So I think that's pretty useful to us. We get to decide what it's used for to an extent. Now the state is getting money. They're getting the rest of that. They actually draw a little bit more, but it all goes to the state to an extent. And so the county or the city does not have a choice on what that's spent on. So just a note, I think we didn't know if that was the right move 5 or 10 years ago. Looking back on it now, circling back, I think it was the right maneuver to keep the most options for the local elected officials, which are elected by the locals here. So it basically keeps the local population in the most control of what those tax captures are used for.
It was the right maneuver at the right time for what was intended to preserve.
It was. Looking back on it now, it was. There were things that could have went wrong. They didn't. But I think looking back, hindsight, it worked out really well. It's nice when things work out. The Shirley Canal connection is underway. That has been stripped up. As soon as we get the paver, the plants are not open yet. But as soon as those open up and get going, we'll finish that Shirley Trail connection. We're also going to finish a driveway connection over by the school, the New Powell High School. Now, just so you know, especially for you, Bill, that's your district. She's asked several times when they're going to build a roundabout or not. We don't know yet. We want to build it in the summer. If they can't build it this summer because of a utility relocation, then we'll build it next summer. She's like, well, I got to know. I was like, well, you're not going to know because I don't know. Utilities will relocate when they relocate, and then everything's going to be the same until we build that. So everything.
Steinmeier Road extension start.
It's underway now, but we don't know when we'll build that roundabout connection because the school did not want it closed during school operation. The trade-off for that, everything has a trade-off. If you want a very specific schedule thing, we have to give up something. And what we gave up was we don't know if they're doing it this summer or next summer. So that's what's going on there. Old Jail is nearing a April 1st completion. I think they're working on a punch list right now, a final punch list. So that should be completed. Look at the screen. Pulling up the actual punch list. It looks like they were both about 1% under cost. They were a little bit late. Here's my final run up on the variances. Everything in red is good for us. That means it's under on the project. It looks like we're about 1.6% under on the project. Good, except that was a little bit.
Is that even with all the additional things that we had to do, like the ceiling in the
Yes.
old gym jail?
So there we are. They both ran about, I was worried they're going to get close to $400 or $500 a square foot. We ended up kind of in the high 300s. Still expensive, but not like where I grind my teeth at night expensive. But, and we didn't have to really manage much of it, so that was nice. Like you didn't have your engineers working on it a lot, so that was good. And that, so this one is the prosecutor's office, which is finished, so this is a final number. Over here is the jail. And the slideshow I emailed you has these in there. So if you open it up and go to the last page, you can open these up. Action, community corrections, modification. It is under by 1.1%. So, you know, with a construction project, it's pretty well managed if you're within 5% one way or another on the thing. 10% is kind of average. If you get 15%, you're not doing a good job of managing it. So I'm pretty happy with that, being pretty predictable. But we're buying predictability for that, so that's good. And we'll talk about the next phases or next projects out there if we want to do them. Probably, I want to let everything wrap up. Talk about next projects. Because of what the executive branch, what you guys want to do. Bridge 67 tree clearing is underway right now. There's near one of the churches out there. So TIF property ads, we already talked about that. I'm going to be engaging Ice Miller from earlier to get those added on. Just FYI, it's not our road, but on 67 by 400 West, where we've had all those accidents south, remember the railroad tracks, it's kind of an untenable thing. NDOT is going to make some modifications to that are going to remove a lot of the left turns and through movements. I'm sure to cause drama for the thing. However, we get trucks hung up there all the time. So this is one case where I'm like, yeah, make it as, I wouldn't even care if they completely blocked it off, to be frank. It would move it other places, but they're all bad up there. All those crossings are bad. I mean, it was built back in the horse carriage days, and it's not worked out. And it's not working well with our gas-powered vehicles, certainly not commercial vehicles, but they're going to move it away from there a little bit, and they're going to make it a little bit better. So hopefully that will reduce it. But just keep in mind that's coming, and when the public comes, you can say it's an NDOT project. Talk to NDOT. Especially there, it's right between McCordsville and Fortville. It's not even really our part of the county to an extent. I talked about the DNR Parks grant. That is good. I'd rather bring tax money back to the area. Population. We're looking at our population migration statistics because that affects a lot of things. When I first started here, most of the population came from the good old-fashioned way, babies. Now we have a lot of people moving here. So that's different. I mean, there's been a lot of success with our schools, jobs. What we talked about earlier with how much our job stuff has risen and some of the amenities. And we're having a lot of people migrate here. I'm not sure how long that will maintain. You can see below the general migration. Boone County had a little bit more than us. That's probably somewhat linked to their LEAP district, as we have a large thing there. They're just capturing less of the money from it. We even passed up Hamilton County, so that they're usually growing pretty quickly.
Hit on all the things. 21, that no matter what, you expect 40 to 50.
Yeah, it's just the math is starting to do its thing. The
100,000 hopefully for the
Yeah, gap accounting.
we're just working to try to
accounting.
we're just trying to work to make sure we
taking
secure the
classes
thing.
now.
So 50 years from now, we're not this population, to make sure that we are still a good place to live 50 years from now. It's great now. I mean, people vote with their feet. I mean, people are coming here, but we need to make sure we're working on parks, trails, all these things like that. We had a pedestrian fatality on 300 North, so I'm still trying to. A lot of people say trails don't matter, but every year I swear the fatality we have is a pedestrian or someone on a bicycle. Or
Pedestrians
something.
and those things matter. We can't.
It's just so hard.
Concerned about your roads, but you got great roads. The roads aren't causing the crashes.
They are.
You continue roads and trails.
I appreciate that. I got a great team working for me and good bosses letting me do stuff. Survey at 200 West interchange has started. Obviously, the Heritage Group's pile of clean fill dirt is still there, as they would say. Clean as in, they don't have any pieces of debris any larger than a car.
12/31, 20,
27. They should be
27,
done
right,
at the end of 27.
27.
So it's already manifest. That is a material cost to the county and the state of Indiana because they're not out of the way on their commitment, but we get it. That's good. That's costing money now. We talked about that during the thing. However, it was a trade-off. We did not want to obstruct the I-70 added travel lane project because the greater good for safety of the traveling public was that project finished. But just so you know, we're not paying for this, but the state is. They're taking a bit on the teeth with that late construction finish. Barring that, that is all I have for this morning. I think things are going okay. There's a couple things that are still, there's always something worrying me out there, but we'll get there. Any questions?
Thanks,
Thank
Gary.
you.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you.
Cory Taylor.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning. Did you enjoy your vacation?
It's fantastic. One of the most beautiful.
Nice to get away, eh?
Yeah, one of the most beautiful areas I've ever seen.
And
It's
I
amazing.
don't think anything fell apart either, so.
Yeah, no, luckily. A sinkhole out there.
It's always good when
Hopefully we got that under control.
it's always good when the wheels don't fall off.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple things. First thing for you is a change order for community corrections. This is a change order to demo some ceiling out, some old carpet that was not on the drawings. This is at one of the entries into community corrections. A sprinkler head would have to be moved, a light would have to be moved, a new acoustical ceiling installed, electric strike added to a door, 2 doors, I'm sorry. And this is a total cost of $8,848.47 through Envoy.
I
My
make a motion.
suggestion is that this come from the 2021 GEO bond.
Yes.
I make a motion that we approve the change order request number 4 for the Hancock County Community Corrections in the amount not to exceed $8,848.47 from the 2021 GEO bond.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the change order to community corrections in the amount not to exceed $8,848.47. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Next item I've got for you is an estimate. This one is under the $5,000 mark. I'm just giving you guys FYI. So this is for the Quonset hut. I need to replace the other garage door. This is a total cost of $2,960 to replace with a 10x10 non-insulated door in the hallway, the old, for $2,960 from T-Man's Overhead Doors. This one I would like to pay from the facilities CCD, Fund 1138.
That was 4 again.
That's from T-Man's Overhead Doors. This is for the Quonset hut.
Cory and I were talking, and we were just looking for some clarification. So a lot of department heads, if their money is appropriated and it's in their line items, and they do receive these bills, these, reoccurring bills or maintenance, that's what the lines are appropriated for. Do you still want him to come and get approval to pay some of these invoices? Or if it's, or is it okay for him, like this one, it would qualify under this line or this fund that he's recommending? Do you still want to know about it?
Originally, I believe because I fell under the commissioners, I was utilizing commissioner's budget. Anything over $5,000 is what I was informed that I had to come to you with. The question that Deborah and I had too was, do I still need to come? Now that that is my budget, do I still have to come for approval? Obviously, I'll let you know,
Think so.
but if it saves some time in here.
Yeah,
I would
helps me
assume
out.
you wouldn't have
If it's
to
under
do
your
it.
amount,
Okay. So is that on the 5,000? Obviously,
Up
I'll
to-
still inform
up to
you.
5,000.
5,000.
Up to 5,000.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank
Now
you.
that this
think
has
it
been
was-
brought up in this meeting, do you want to go ahead and make a motion and? Yeah.
But I think it was done just to give you experience.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So you want to pay this out of the maintenance CCD budget?
Fund 1138, the CCD.
I make a motion that we approve the Keenan's overhead doors estimate in the amount of not to exceed $2,960 to be paid out of line 1138 of the CCD budget.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to approve the bill for Teenan's for an overhead door at not to exceed $2,960 to be taken out of line item 1138 CCD. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Cory, before you go on, I got a quick, had power run over there, right?
No, sir, I've got that in here
Okay.
next.
What is the status of that just built?
Yes, the highway department did an excellent job. Those guys had that thing clear in 2 days. They helped out and got that thing clear. There's nothing inside except for Mr. Simon's measuring trailer for weights and measures. I believe there's a vehicle in there. Paul's not here, but I think there may be a vehicle in there. But there's no light. I need to get just a little bit of convenience in case they need to run some kind of tool or something and have some light. So. Which leads into the next one. That is the quote from Electrical Solutions Services, and that is to bring power into that building. This is to set up, bring new overhead 200 amp service into the building and add convenience outlets, lights, the panel, everything needed to get power into that facility. And this is a total cost of $8,595.50. And again, on this one, my suggestion is a CCD 1138 fund.
I make a motion that we approve the estimate number ESS 24E1315 for electrical solution service for the Quonset hut in an amount not to exceed $8,595 from the CCD Fund 1138. And 50 cents, and 50 cents, I beg your pardon.
Second.
Okay.
Was that on the,
I think it was too far out, it wasn't getting me, so we're good.
There's a motion and a second on the floor to approve estimate ESS 24E1315 electrical solution services to run power to the Quonset hut.
Correct, yes, sir.
Out at the highway, not to exceed $8,595.50 to be paid for out of the 1138 CCD fund. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And just to clarify with that, that will come from, the monthly electric bill will come from utilities. Is that correct, Commissioners, utilities?
Can you repeat the question?
The monthly incurred costs for the power, that will come from Commissioners' utilities. I forgot about discussing that with you yesterday.
Yes, I mean, if it's in the commissioner's name and it's a utility bill, then it will come out of our utilities.
Yeah.
Okay,
line.
so I need to set that up as power under the Board of Commissioners.
Do you want that paid out of his budget or your budget?
No, just go ahead and pay it out of the commissioner.
Okay,
Yeah.
That'd be my suggestion.
Okay,
okay,
sorry about that, I forgot about that.
that's okay. Okay, there you go.
do you need, what kind of, we got 2 sign heres. You just need Gary's signature on this,
On which one? I'm sorry, ma'am.
the estimate for
The last one.
electrical.
There's only one line for it, so. Okay.
Do you guys have the utility? Is that what's next in your?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
So the next item I've got for you is a quote for video, is it video and voice recording at the prosecutor's office? This is to replace the old outdated system that was on the drawings originally. It was part of the original plan to put the old equipment in. That was halted because the county has switched and has used utility at, I believe, the sheriff's office and maybe some other locations. So this quote is from utility for the prosecutor's office. And from what I understand, this covers the entire building through the entire remodel. So once everything's done, this would cover all the equipment to get them what they need. I'm not going to break it down exactly because some of this stuff, I don't even know what it is. But it's some cameras, some network video recording equipment, obviously some audio equipment, and a total cost for this is $76,302. Suggestion was speaking to the auditor was the 2022B GO bond.
This was in the original project,
Okay.
to be clear. They just changed who they were using because that was outdated.
Got it.
And it says back here that there are these maintenance on the anniversary dates? Are those
Payments,
how we're going to make the payments?
or we just,
We're going to pay it all in one lump sum? I mean,
See, that's one thing we'll have to discuss is, Shelley or Brent, do you guys happen to know how they broke that down, the invoicing? I mean, it's listed on here, but obviously we're not going, it may be a year or two before the building's completely done. So we're not paying the total of 76,000.
we're not paying the total 76,000?
I want to get clarification from them.
Wait, they've not done the work yet, so we really can't pay for it if they've not
Anything.
done the work. But at the same time, if there's a payment that we need to give them, then we can do that.
I would say approve it up to the amount of 76,000. My suggestion.
Like little, four years of payments. Due upon signature is $30,520.80. And then every year for up to the 4-year anniversary, that is the cost. And then it have to be renegotiated.
11,445.30 for up to 4 years.
and this will continue to be paid out of the 2022B? Is that
Yes.
So I guess the initial, Shelley, would need to be the 30,000. Do we need to go ahead and pay the year, the first years as well?
Yes.
Okay. So the suggestion is to pay the 30,520.80.
Do you want to go ahead and approve in the motion the subsequent payments? They don't have to
We could
come
do that,
back
couldn't we?
every year?
Because
Think, Scott?
No, I don't think I would do it that way.
just wait, let them come back every year. Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the estimate for utility reference number 2025-1219-094-731-290 for the Titan interview room bundle at the Hancock County Prosecutor's Office. The total at completion will be $76,302. However, today we are we are awarding the due upon our signature of the customer service agreement an amount of $30,520.80 to be paid for the 2022B bond.
Second.
A motion on the floor to approve IT equipment and services for the prosecutor's office, not to exceed $30,520.80. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes. Yeah. I kind of heard telepathic.
Yes.
All right. Next item I've got for you is a proposal from PDF Mechanical. This is to add a mini split to the new area of Purdue Extension Office that we had to make an IT room. That room is basically a closet and has no climate control in there. So with adding the equipment, technology and equipment, we need to add some cooling. So this is for a 12,000 K BTU Sea Breeze mini split. With material and labor, we are looking at $14,798.08. And this one, again, I will suggest the Facilities CCD Fund, 1138. This is new, something that Purdue has requested their equipment be. It's currently in a mechanical room, which isn't climate controlled.
Overheating.
And so things are getting hot, so.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve the Purdue Extension Building, the server room mini split to PDF Mechanical LLC in the amount not to exceed $14,798.08.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve PDF Mechanical to do work in the server room for the mini split at the Purdue Extension Building, not to exceed $14,798.08. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Go ahead, Cory.
The final item I've got for you is, with talking to you, Mr. McDaniel, I'd let you know that we had to go ahead and get the cabling repulled. There were also some issues with the data cabling in that building. It was old and brittle, and they were having some connection issues. So we went ahead and had Electrical Solution Services go ahead and pull all new data cabling in that building.
Okay.
This was a total of $11,015.60 from Electrical Solution Services. This one also, I would suggest CCD Fund 1138.
Okay.
Make a motion that we approve the invoice number 54370 for Electrical Solutions Service LLC in an amount not to exceed $11,015.60.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to replace cables for computer equipment over at the Purdue Extension, and that's invoice number 54370 in an amount not to exceed $11,015.60. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And then the final thing I've got for you is just an update on the courthouse elevator. The drawings were submitted, so they have to do architectural drawings and submit those to the state. Those were submitted and they're waiting on approval. Once the approval's done, you're basically building an entire kit for the elevator. They'll order the equipment. So it's, at this point, we're at the state's mercy to approve those drawings. Once that's done, they'll get the equipment. Once that equipment is ordered, I'll communicate with the courts and try and give them an idea of when we're looking at downtime.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Any update on Indiana Foundation recovery of?
So, yes, sir. I did receive a phone call after the meeting from the new, I believe it was general manager. Apparently, the general manager we were dealing with is no longer employed. I did speak with Scott, let him know that he did make contact and did agree to still make that payment.
But have they?
That I don't know, sir. I can follow up.
I sent him the letter.
Yeah, you give them 7 days, but that's two or 3 weeks ago?
I sent him the letter and then I called and the one guy apparently is no longer with the company because his phone was disconnected. So then there was follow-up though, as Cory just mentioned, so they intend to pay it. So do they were gonna pay it into the auditor or what were they gonna do?
That payment, I believe, was supposed to go directly to Service
Fritz,
Master.
I mean,
So we need to check with them.
I can do that. Yes, sir. I will do that.
And then when do the fountains come on out in front?
As soon as I get some stable weather, I want to make sure we don't have any more freezing days. So hopefully, beginning of the month, we'll kind of look at the forecast and see. But
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
get them on. All right, that's all I've got.
Thank you,
Thank
Cory.
you.
Thank you.
Prosecutor Eaton. We have a bid that we need to open. Now, this is for your study.
I'm always stuck.
What's that?
Said I'm stuck.
No, this is for your study that you're
Okay, I
wanting
thought you
done?
said I was stuck. I said,
No, your study.
we're all-
What are we looking to actually find out?
Pardon me. As the county grows,
Yeah,
the demands on our justice system grow. My idea is so that we have someone who understands the justice system, understands how the parts interact, so we can look for strengths and weaknesses to plot a path forward over the next 5, 10, 15 years. My deep concern is if we do so in an ad hoc manner, we're going to end up with something which is inefficient and more expensive than it should be. Now, I think we're kind of at the crest of the wave. If we look at those things now, I think it will help us significantly to make better decisions in the years moving forward.
okay.
That's really the goal.
We already know we're short on people, but at the same time, that's not what you're looking for here.
That's going to be, inevitably, that will be part of it.
Well-
But you also want to identify where there's inefficiencies, so maybe you don't need as many people if you do things more effectively.
True. If we're just looking for efficiencies, that's one thing, but I mean, if we're just saying we need more help, we already know that, so I mean.
Right. No, I understand completely. I mean, I think that having someone or someone's from, frankly, outside, that's not politically connected to anybody, to look at things with dispassionate eyes, to then see, okay, what's our county population trends? What are these courts doing? What's community corrections doing? What's the prosecutor's office doing? How can we make these things better and more effective?
Okay.
I mean, and the truth of it is, and I've mentioned this before publicly, if you really want to know what happens in the justice system, the best place to start is the prosecutor's office. Every single thing from law enforcement to the courts, probation, community corrections flows through us all the time. And so, you know, the treasure trove of the data exists within our building. I mean, I'm very motivated to open the doors so we can figure out how to make things work better. I'm really concerned about where we're going to be in 5 or 10 or 15 years. And we have kind of a special opportunity to do those things now, and I think in an organized and thoughtful way. And if we don't, I'm firmly convinced that we will not like where we end up, and that we will end up in a place where we will spend more money than what we probably really need to. And we probably won't get the results that we want.
How much, what was the price tag that you were looking at there? Whatever comes on the bid?
I think when we talked about this, and I mean, we've had multiple meetings.
We did. We
I
have.
want to say at different times, it's gone between 40 and 60 is what I think it was. I don't, off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember really hard, but I've had a lot of meetings on this, and I want to not misquote things, but that range sounded correct.
Now, I know council's kind of been bucking at this. Do you think that you'd get the funding?
I know that my belief was that originally they had agreed to the funding, and it went to you all, and then went back, and there was a meeting that Scott was there, and I was very confused because I thought we were voting on something we already voted for, but we voted for it again. And at that time, there really seemed to be an appetite, well, let's see what this says. Let's see what this would do. Essentially like an appetite for more specificity before they wanted to write a check, which is very reasonable. And so at that time, it was, decided to go through with the RFQ to see what kind of bids we would get from what's out there, and then from there, we'll make a decision. And that's kind of where it was left. I mean, I think that really the thing I got from all those meetings was kind of what Gary said, is if it's just something that's going to tell us we need more people, there really wasn't an appetite for it.
Yeah.
And the more narrow it was tailored, the less of an appetite it was for it. But the more broad it was tailored, the more broad of a view it would have, well, then the more that there seemed to be an appetite for it. So it kind of depended on that variable.
This has been a journey.
It has, because I mean, they talked about having one done for the whole county, and they did that, how many years ago? Just
Oh, a long time ago.
10 years ago or whatever, and it really didn't tell them anything they needed to hear, so I mean.
I hear you on that, and, and I guess that's something I feel pretty strongly about too, is that, I don't know a lot about other parts of our county government. So, I don't know. What I do know is that, the justice system is really the kind of the cornerstone of the community, And it is beyond critical that we make sure that we have something that's going to work well and effectively now and years into the future. And I tried to tailor the request I worked on with Scott in such a way as to entice people that had specific knowledge of this industry. And it wasn't a general consultant that just does all kinds of stuff, but people that generally speaking work in this field and have a broad and deep background, you know, in the justice system, prosecutors' offices, and courts, because I thought that would be where we get the most utility. Because having somebody that just does it for businesses, usually, I don't think would really be worth the money. They don't have the expertise to know, they just don't.
Do you open it?
Yeah, I will. I was just reading through some of the things that the RFQ said, so, which would include office caseloads, so we know they're going to come back and say, you need more people. Number one on
That's
the
going to be a part of any measure, though. It's going to have to. I'm going to go get my cup of coffee.
Okay.
All right.
Can I ask a question? We had the issue with the mail not delivering on time, although they had the receipt. So we have included the email in here that you've allowed this to happen, and I think I want that in the minutes, just because
Okay.
we had discussed the RFQ earlier. I just want to make sure that they're covered and you're covered on opening this.
So did it not get here in a timely fashion?
It didn't get in
It
the
was
building.
not of their fault or Brent's or ours, it just, the mail, they paid for
Well,
that and the
yeah.
receipt was there.
And it's all
ran that
here in
by
your
me.
information.
It was sent out several days ahead. And was it
Like
sent
10 days
certified
ahead.
mail?
Yeah, I don't know if
think
it's
it
certified, it
was.
was certified, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so I told you, and this is kind of based on the trial rules, it's deemed filed as of the date of the certified mail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they were timely, and I already said that.
Whether they lose it or not, it still goes off that
I
day.
think it's timely. Yeah.
Okay.
Must have been stuck at that Indianapolis Regional Mail Facility there on English Avenue.
But we
Stuff's
have all,
going on
but we do have all the documentation
Yes.
here for the qualified delivery. And this is for, to the Board of Commissioners from Prosecutor Center for Excellence out of New York. And let's see here. So it's a not-for-profit organization. Trying to find.
Hard to find the price tag.
Yes,
isn't
it is. Probably on the last page. I should have just gone there.
Get a look a little harder.
Got to put that right on the first page.
I'm not seeing a dollar amount.
Ever say aye?
That's a freebie, right?
Well, we can accept it and
Yeah, we
dig
can-
into it, right? We
Yeah.
can accept that bid. We've got another meeting.
Yeah.
Find
Let's just go ahead and accept it and take it under consideration.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept the RFQ from Prosecutor Center for Excellence, effective this date, March 31st, 26.
Second.
We have a motion second to accept this RFQ, RFP from Prosecutor Centers for Excellence, and we will take it under consideration. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
My knowledge, is that the only one we?
There's one more, wasn't there? Oh, there wasn't. I was
Just the one.
just the one.
Was this the original company you reached out to?
were multiples. I reached out. After the meeting where we said we might want to do something, the police council, they made it in Indiana, and they made a recommendation for a couple of people. I then was directly in touch with more than one person and more than one entity after having talked to the Prosecutor's Attorney's Council in Indiana. This is one of the people that was facilitated therefore. That's one of the people they recommended. In the interim, and so I do know those people, if it's something where, you know, have questions, concerns, I know they'd be very willing and motivated to want to talk to you. And so anything I could do to help facilitate that communication, I'd be happy to do. Just let me know.
Well, it would have been nice to see a price.
Yeah, we'll look closer and see if there's a price in there.
Get a fee schedule.
Yeah.
There should be a price in there.
There is not.
Is there an extra piece of paper in the envelope?
I don't think so. Nope. Nothing.
We'll just have to look a little closer and go through it, see if we're just missing it or whatever.
Now, has Gary already signed off on the request for an RFQ? Do we already sign off on that?
This was the RFQ
Yeah.
that came in the
Right.
response.
But did he sign off on our request to do it? Because I've got a blank signature here. This was the notice. He did sign off on that? Okay, perfect.
We advertised it as well as Brent, I believe.
Okay. Just
We just wanted to have all that documentation together just because of the mail mishap.
No worries.
It would be nice to have more than one bid too.
Yeah, it would, but
Super.
we will take a look at it, Brent.
We can always discuss reopening that repo.
Yeah. So, is there anything else, Brent?
Anything else I can do for you today?
Not that I know of. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kayla Brooks.
Two things on here.
Yep. Get the planning assessment.
I'm bringing Scott Williams up with me today as well, so we can both present our
Oh,
report.
you bodyguard or what?
Do you want to have a copy? Okay. All right, so first up is the 2025 annual report. Just to go through some highlights of this, I've broken it down by residential and commercial. So for residential development in 2025, 32 new lots were created, mostly for residential purposes, through the subdivision process. 1/3 of them were in Sugar Creek Township. The average size was 4 acres. No subdivision petitions were denied, but 2 did withdraw. 2 residential projects withdrew at the rezone phase, with 1 successfully being rezoned. So that was our subdivision summary for 2025. As far as permits go, which is where we get into Scott's territory here, 158 new single-family residential homes were permitted, up 8% from 2024. The average reported estimated value of a new home for 2025 was $482,000 plus, up 11%. The value of accessory alteration permits, which is where I get a little bit interested in the numbers side of this, increased 45%, from $51,000 to $74,000 approximately. Across 244 permits, that adds up to nearly $18 million of investments in existing Hancock County homes. So that's people that weren't selling and moving or putting into new houses, but were actually investing back into existing homes in Hancock County. So that's an important number when we look across that whole thing. And that number by household or by permit from $51,000 to $74,000 on average is, pretty significant. So 108 new multifamily units were permitted as the first 16 buildings of Whitman Villas townhomes were constructed at Hancock Gateway. The average cost per unit was $185,000. So that's the residential summary. For commercial and industrial, and this is really where shout out to the building department because they had some awesome activity. Non-residential, commercial, and industrial permit activity nearly doubled from 2024 at 81 permits, totaling almost $140 million in added improvements to Hancock County. The most numerous of these permits, a total of 33, were in Butte Creek Township, and were each greater than 5,000 square feet in size, which I know that's still small, but it's still a lot for our building department to go out and inspect and walk. And I mean, they really put a lot of time into these inspections. And that totaled $133 million in an estimated value altogether, and that was just in Butte Creek Township. And if you have any questions on how many permits or how many inspections and things like that, talk to Scott, because he and Tom do a great job getting out there and really checking out some of these very, very large buildings.
We did a total of 1,860 inspections last year between Tom and I on all these projects.
So you're roughly 3 a day? Is that
It averages about 7 a day.
about 7? Okay. Good.
Means you're busy.
We're busy. Yep.
That additional permit activity led to additional revenue for the building department, up 78% from $169,000 in '24 to $302,000 in '25. So that's $96,000 over their expenditures. So his numbers came back good this year.
Yeah.
Now,
So how are your fees and everything holding up?
We increased our fees, what was that, 24? Yeah. And they're, so far we're doing okay with them. And I think the state put some new legislation in place to when we can raise our fees. So we'll have to study that and see what the future holds.
Maybe you caused them to put new regulations on.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. It's always nice to see numbers go up. Good numbers.
Right.
So,
unfortunately, that was also administratively costly work to the planning department, so we unfortunately kind of soaked a whole lot of that in our budget up in legal fees. As you guys know, with lawsuits that were filed in regards to some of the industrial use BZA decisions, old zoning commitments that we followed up on, which led to extensive correspondence between lawyers and all of that. More contentious industrial land uses were filed, which required more extensive interfacing with the public, change of venue at one point, multiple meetings per petition, things like that, all cost money. And in response, I guess planning is reviewing its fees now to, especially related to those industrial land use petitions, to make them line up better. So hopefully we can match up with building department and at least cover our costs a little bit better.
It's not going to get any better, I don't think. You know, the second or first fastest growing community in the state, we're going to be challenged.
Part of growth.
But that's not a bad thing.
Right.
so it is good.
Finally, last part, just a couple quick updates. The planning and building departments placed more documents online for the general public to view, including this report. It's now available on our website. A zoning quick guide, which it just quickly goes through all of our zoning districts, lot standards, uses allowed in which zoning districts. All PUD ordinances, thanks to John Milburn for linking PUD documents to the Beacon GIS layer. So now it doesn't just say PUD and that's it. You can actually click on it if the layer is active and then link directly to that PUD ordinance document. So that's very good. And meeting agendas now contain, as you guys know, clickable links to agenda item documents and YouTube recordings. That's it.
Where are we on the UDO?
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
I have a proposal and contract here today. However, I did just get some comments back from legal.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to have to do is bring this back to you at the April meeting, hopefully with a clean copy that you can sign. But apart from that, the Plan Commission, a small group did interview HWC and reviewed the document you have here in front of you. Felt very good about the scope of services and the timeline that was presented. So we feel good. We just have to get that contract together.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me about it?
Nope. All right. Thank you.
Do you want to catch her on, since she's up
Yeah.
there already? what
You had the stable, riding stable.
Yes.
What's that about?
All right, so it has come to our attention that we've got some interest in our more suburban neighborhoods in still some agricultural activities like riding stables. This is, so currently riding stables is defined as an establishment that shelters and offers upkeep to horses for use by patrons and private owners. Stables generally include grazing pastures and land designated for horseback riding. That's the definition. So you can see how something like this adjacent to neighborhoods might be a useful service to provide to new residents in Hancock County. Unfortunately, our land use matrix shows it as a special exception use only in the agricultural district, rural residential, commercial, regional, or institutional districts. So it's a special exception in those districts. It is not permitted at all in any other zoning districts, including our R1, our 2.5, those kind of more residential districts where we might have more houses and don't permit so many animals. At the same time, we also permit, either by right or special exception, livestock raising and breeding in those same districts where we're not permitting riding stables. So we're a little bit, it's not exactly an even playing field. And I think this is one spot where we could permit a commercial use like riding stable alongside traditionally more agricultural uses like livestock raising and breeding in a residential sense. And so that's really what we're here to talk about today is if this body would want to prepare a resolution to give to the Plan Commission regarding riding stables in the R2.5 specifically, but also in R1, I could foresee adding a special exception use only riding stable.
So the Plan Commission couldn't just do this?
We could start it at the Plan Commission level. It was one where we wanted to bring it here first to get your take on it, whether or not we should start or not. And I'll turn it, Janine met with the same resident that I did who was interested in pursuing this. So we're kind of just starting here.
This is a couple that wants to build their forever home right next to Walmart now and put in, I think they've got 10 acres there, wasn't it?
Yes.
And it's about, after you take away the portion for their home, about 7 acres left, which would include, that would be allotted for about 7 horses per acre, 1 per acre. And they, I mean, this doesn't come along every day, and maybe it would a little bit change the landscape of all the concrete we have out there. Was my first thought. And this couple, I mean, these are not just your average quarter or Tennessee walking horses. These are dressage horses from Czechoslovakia. I mean, high dollar stuff.
Personally think we got the cart before the horse in this issue. I really think the direction it should have went, you didn't really have to come here, just a call to us individually. And with that recommendation, and I'm sure each of us would have said, hey, let's run this by the planning board before it.
Because, I mean, it's ultimately going to come to us, but they would be the first step.
Okay, I'll get it on the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, this riding stable, are they ready to go? I mean,
Oh, they are more than ready to go.
okay, so, but they've not started doing anything yet?
No, oh, no.
Okay.
They have a contract that is good for what, till the end of May on the property that they're wanting to buy.
Okay. So I'm sure we can get that through the Plan Commission and figure out where they want to go. Thank you.
Thanks.
RJL. We'll come back to them. Debbie Vansickle, Ag Association. Good morning.
I was asked that you would like to have an accountability of what we've done so far with the money that we received from the county. A lot of things are still going on. This project started 3 years ago when we had a block bathroom that the sewer, we backed up during the fair, and we were trying to find funds to get the clay tile fixed. So it ended up being this broad idea of things that we needed to get upgraded at the fairgrounds. So we were granted $1.5 million as a forgivable loan, and with that we tried to be as efficient as we possibly could with things that had to get done. You have the presentation in front of you, so if there's any questions, but the main things that we needed to get done were paving the handicap parking spot. That was gravel for years, and it was just something that needed to be done if we were going to service anybody that had handicap necessities. With that, we had a lot of safety and security issues that we wanted to address. We needed security lights. We have had a break-in there, so we decided that we needed to get it lit better. We upgraded a lot of the area with asphalt so that it would help with the drainage. We are in the process of trying to get a security system, but that was on this next phase. We've spent money on safety in the show arena and got brand new bleachers. Those do have handrails and steps, along with areas for handicap and wheelchair areas that we've not had before, and we were glad to get ADA approval on that.
That's quite an improvement right there. Wow.
It is amazing. We had our first event with the bleachers in November for our livestock show, and we could not believe how much just putting the bleachers in brightened up the whole area. With that now, since we're brought that up, we do have a couple of private people that are getting ready to help us put new mulch in the show arena and get rid of the announcer stand and upgrade it. So we're making some huge improvements just by what we've done so far, that we're finding some private dollars as well.
How's that going?
Pardon?
How's it going?
It is going very well.
Okay.
A lot of things had been neglected, and so a lot of people weren't, looking at the facility as a sustainable event center. So now, since we're showing improvements, everybody's kind of coming, hey, what do you need? So it's been kind of a nice benefit that we didn't expect. So on our next phase, right now we did upgrade the interior of the exhibit hall. In the next phase, we want to do upgrade and refresh in the exterior of the exhibit hall. And with that, we are looking at extending the exhibit hall so that we can have a 40 to 50 person meeting room that is more rent to help us become self-sustaining. We're going to increase storage area. Then we're going to tear the fair office off and then move that fair office within another room within the exhibit hall and put a porch and refresh in the exterior with hopefully red metal. We're working with the architects right now to make sure we can get everything done the way we want it done. We've also surprisingly had a lot of requests to have music events at the fairgrounds. And so we have decided to move the bowl, the amphitheater up. It needs to be modernized, refreshed, put restrooms down there so that it is a rentable venue. Our whole goal with everything that we're doing is trying to become self-sustaining. But there was a period there we had a lot of neglect for a few reasons. One, we thought we were moving the fairgrounds, and the other was there wasn't the finances. So, so this gives you an overview of what our vision is. If you have any questions, I'm more than willing to answer any of them. But we are very appreciative of what we've received from the county, and we're trying to be as efficient and as possible.
And that's all great to hear and all that kind of stuff, simply because, I mean, I've never met anybody from the Ag Association. And so, I mean, it's nice. We've started actually requiring anyone that is getting taxpayer dollars to come in and explain where they're at. So
Sure.
that's what we asked you to be here for. So I appreciate the update. So.
And out of the 1.5 million that you've received, looks like you've been pretty good stewards and done a lot for $979,000.
We knew this was probably a one-time opportunity, so we wanted to get as many things done as possible. Like one of the safety things that we felt like was very important, there is never a time at the fair where we don't have a weather emergency. We had one place on the fairgrounds that we could announce site-wide. Now we have 4. One's in the sheriff's, it's not a tent anymore, but a sheriff's building, the llama barn, the show arena, and the exhibit hall. And we feel like we've not had a child stolen. We haven't had a missing, individual, knock on wood, but we felt like this was an upgrade that was well needed. So you're always welcome to any of our meetings. They are the third Monday of the month, and we're always welcome to come, and I'm available along with other Fair Board members whenever you have questions.
And right now, the remaining money looks to be like 500, around 525,000.
So the 500,000 was from the original 1.5 million that was given to us, and we're working on that now. The next phase was approved 1.75 million in a GO bond. So we were in the process of getting all the architectural things that we need so we can get bids.
And I just don't know that, because we've already spent the GO bond, we don't have it yet. So, I mean, we've had so many things that we've had to do.
Right.
But I was thinking that you were still owed 500,000 out of the 2025 bond.
Yes, we have, it wasn't a bond, it was forgivable loan is
Well,
what we have received that
Yeah, we're gonna pay it out
500,000.
on.
Because we
So-
didn't want to start work on anything that we didn't actually have dollars for.
Yep. So,
So the 1.75 was approved by county council. So where it goes from there to you, I don't know where the process is.
that's,
We're going to discuss that tomorrow.
Okay.
because it's there, we've got a lot of buildings that we have to take care of, so,
Sure.
and that's draining a lot of our bond money, so, but we'll discuss that tomorrow with council.
Okay.
No, thanks for the update. I think like the Commissioner McDaniel said, annually, we're just going to have people come back in who've gotten taxpayer dollars, and it just makes sense to share. I mean, it makes a great PR story. Grayson, can say, hey, here's what is going on at the local fairgrounds with this money, and it's great things to be able for the public to hear about.
And some of the things that we've already done have brought additional events already into the fairgrounds because things have been upgraded. So that's good for us, it's good for tourism, it's good for the community. So,
Were you able to secure any tourism grants in their last
yes,
cycle?
we go 14th of April for what we've submitted for there. They've been great about discussing other things with us. I'm working with a couple other entities on grants. So we're trying.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
John Jokantas. He's not asking for money, he don't have a tie on.
Oh,
I'm
thank
asking
goodness.
asking for a little money. So the first thing that I wanted to do was I know I had sent you a text message last week when I was gone, but really thank you for allowing me to attend the public safety facilities planning workshop. That was it was a little eye-opening, but it was fantastic. We have a very good idea, or well, I have a very good idea of what we'd like to see in the future now.
And hopefully that pays off. You can share with us some of the
Yeah.
information that we need in updated 911s.
Yep, and we already had, AI create a couple of artist renderings for us, so because when you're sitting there and you can do it in 30 seconds, it was, this is pretty neat, and Greg and I will continue doing that. The one thing I will recommend, but not required, is they do this in the fall in Texas as well. If anybody wants to go, I'll be more than happy to go back with, because I think it's a good experience. It's a couple days long, a great tour of the facility we saw serves a county of 500,000 people. So, but it's to scale. We can look at that. So just keep it in mind. When I know it's coming, I'll let you know, and we can talk about it at that point in time. So thank you again. What do you have first in your packet for me?
County Crosswalk.
Crosswalk Health. All right. So Crosswalk Health is a nurse line where our lower priority calls, medical calls that we are currently sending ambulances on, if they hit a certain protocol, and they ran all the numbers for us, we can transfer this to the nurse line, and the nurse then, it's staffed by RNs. This is completely no cost to the county whatsoever. And that nurse can help them potentially guide them to a different thing versus having an ambulance sent to them.
And it's not an emergency.
Correct, yeah, 100% not an emergency. If it comes up where the nurse is like, okay, they did not tell dispatch everything, which does happen from time to time, they can transfer it right back to us, and then we can send an ambulance to them. Marion County is currently using this, the city of Lawrence. Madison County is getting ready to start. I think there's one other county in the state that's getting ready to start doing this as well. Obviously, we're not going to see the numbers that we're going to use this like they are. But the call types that they gave to us, I think it's a little bit more than we are comfortable with sending to that line. But so we're probably only looking at a grand total of maybe 200 to 300 calls a year at this point. So it's not an extravagant amount, but again, there's no cost to this. And then obviously we can bounce out of it whenever we want, because all we need to do then is just change the programming in the computer-aided dispatch system, and we could have a contract with them forever. It doesn't matter if we're not transferring them calls.
So has there been any failures?
No.
I mean, they switched somebody off on it, and then all of a sudden they really had an emergency.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a failure, because the nurse line then immediately transfers back in that case. There hasn't been a recorded incident where someone has not either been in communication with the nurse line, and they continue to follow up days and days. It's similar to the mental health thing that we're doing here, where there's follow-up done. There have been times, obviously, where they're not fully saying what's wrong with them to the dispatchers, and the nurse transferred them back. The story that they used was a female who was complaining of abdominal pain, and the dispatcher went through the entire protocol with them, hit a low priority, transferred it, one of the second things that she goes, oh, well, I'm pregnant. Immediate transfer back. So, because that changes everything. So there's.
Why wouldn't she lead with, I'm pregnant?
I can't answer that question, but that's the one that they mainly use as their example of a transfer back, because somebody during our interrogation, again, we have specific protocols that we follow, and I'm not sure if that's one of our questions in the abdominal. I think it is for under a certain age if that question comes up, but so it's the fire departments and the medical director are very much in favor of this. They've been pushing me.
That's one of my next questions.
What's that? Yeah. They overwhelmingly, in our mutual aid meeting as well, in our medical director is one of the people that brought it to us. They're very much overwhelmingly in favor of this, because what it does is, even if it's 10 calls a year, if we keep 10 ambulances in service, as we're moving into the future here and we're growing and growing and growing, if we keep those ambulance in services for 10 times, it's probably going to be less times that we need a mutual aid ambulance to potentially come from either out of the county or another county department. So, and that's the whole.
Not only does it reduce potential workload from a dispatcher, it helps out.
It doesn't really help our workload as such, other than after the dispatch portion, yes, but we still have to take the call, we still have to process it like we're sending, and then once we hit that protocol or that determinant, then we determine, and it'll pretty much be automated on the dispatch side, where it'll give them a prompt to transfer it at that point in time.
One concern I do have is, it kind of sends a red flag to me on risk and liability. I really think that we need to talk to our insurance provider first before we, because I could see it all happening now. Well, they transferred me to some nurse and,
Yeah.
here comes a tort claim.
No problem with that
And
whatsoever.
actually, I know the fire department and police department, they're really big on their run times. How fast they can get to the patient.
Well,
So,
sure.
yeah.
So are we. So,
it's.
yeah.
So if
Yep.
you don't mind, we could just take this
Yeah.
up.
Do you want me to send that, or do you to
I don't have
our
electronic
insurance?
copy, but you probably
I do. Yep.
We could get it to Brian Brees.
I think we probably have electronic copy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send it directly.
Want to send it to him then? Okay.
Ask
We'll
him,
copy you on it.
Okay. I appreciate that.
copy me, and then ask to have Brian just give me a call. Maybe we might have to conference John in for
Yep.
technical questions.
I like that's great. Because it's like you said, it's not going to help us a whole ton, but as we grow and grow and grow, it could, yeah, very much so.
You've got some out-of-state travel.
We have got a lot of out-of-state travel.
Yeah, that's what.
So, the first one is to at the end of the month, and let me bring those up real quick.
I got one for Navigator Conference.
Yep, there should be one for me and one for David Perry to attend the Navigator Conference at the end of April. And my trip is actually $0 except for food, so.
It's good.
Sheriff's office.
Should be right behind or mine was right behind your crosswalk.
I'm going for the real one.
Oh, you're okay.
Yeah. Did you say Ryan Kalk?
No.
That's the Sheriff's Department.
Sheriff.
Hang on, we're getting there.
Maybe mine were paperclip to that
Yeah. Yeah.
crosswalk health.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, but that's my packet. I'm looking for the originals in here. Just use those. because
Yep, we can.
They don't, I don't think I see.
There we go.
That was under the Force Tech. It was in his packet.
So, we have permission to travel out of state for the E911 Center, and in the amount of $260 for conference fees, and
That one's just food, that's just
that
for me.
just,
Yeah.
yeah. I make a motion that we approve the out-of-state travel for the E911 for amount not to exceed $260.
You got another one there, well,
Yeah, I think Perry also.
yeah,
And David
yeah,
Perry.
okay.
He's a little bit more expensive.
I see that here.
I had a good deal on my frequent flyer mileage, so I was able to do that. And then the room is no cost, and they comp me for the conference as well. Actually, both of us were able to work it to where we have no conference fees for that, so.
And then we also have one for David Perry to attend the same 2026 Navigator Conference with food, lodging, and transportation in the amount not to exceed $1,007.79.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve John Jokantas and David Perry to attend the 2026 Navigator Conference. And one for John is going to be $260, and then for David Perry, it's going to be $1,007.79. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And the next one will be for the National NINA Conference. We're able to send a few more people to this. We budget for this because there's no flights. It's in Columbus, Ohio. Everybody's going to kind of be a little different just because myself and two of the people are attending pre-conference course, and the other two are not, so they're coming in a day later. And then they're sharing rooms as well, so.
Do you want to do this all at one motion?
You can.
Okay. I move that we approve the permission for out-of-state travel to the E911 Center for the 2026 National NINA Conference to be held in Columbus, Ohio. First one is for $900, not to exceed $900, and that is for lodging. The next one is
That one's for Jonathan Bullman. Now the next one's for John.
Yep. First one was Jonathan Bowman, second one for John Jokantas in the amount of $2,507.84. The third one is for Rebecca Payne, which would be lodging in the amount not to exceed $2,559.84. And the last one is for Greg Shamblin,
You
we
got
have
two more.
Greg Shamblin in the amount of $2,280.84. And for Bridget Truelove, same conference, and she'll be taking the pre-conference course in the amount of $1,165.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second on the floor to approve the out-of-state travel for Jonathan Bowman, John Jokantas, Rebecca Payne, Greg Shamlin, and Bridget Truelove. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I have one more item left.
Okay, just a second here.
Company.
Are you talking about an auto stamp?
No. Okay. Here.
Okay. What's next, John? What we got?
The last item is the quote from Force Technology Solutions. Greg Duda had requested an upgrade in his video equipment, including a new camera, a wireless microphone set, and then a wired microphone. And the total for that should be $3,135.36. He's just trying to keep up with the technology, so when we do our videos and other promotional things, that we're keeping ahead of it. So it's been a while since we got him a new camera, so, and I don't know where you would like me to pay for it. I'm not sure if it can come out of my 911 bond. Their money is there for it, or if it's a CCD purchase. So out of that line item. I felt like it could come out of the 911 bond, but I don't want to make that decision.
Covers it, don't it?
What's that?
You've got it to cover it?
I believe for equipment, I mean, it falls under equipment, so.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the Force Tech quote number 19154 for a mobile video kit in the amount not to exceed $3,135.36 paid for out of the E911.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor to approve the quote number 19154 for Force Tech for a mobile camera to be paid out of the E911 bond in an amount not to exceed $3,135.36. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Anything for me? All right. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. So thank you.
Make a motion that we approve claims and payroll.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor, approve claims and payroll. All those approved, or all those agree, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. What about auditor business?
I do have auditor business, but I think your RJ Ellis here. Want me to do that here? I
Okay.
don't know if you want to do that or not.
Let's go ahead and do RGL. Good morning.
If I may, I've got a couple things just to hand.
Okay.
Please, first this may already be.
Thank you.
First of all, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning. My name is Jonathan Blake. I'm the Vice President of Economic and Community Development at RJL Solutions. We are a multi-client, multi-specialty firm based out of Terre Haute, but we have offices in Indianapolis and Evansville as well. We cover really a broad array of work. So we do a lot of advocacy and lobbying at the State House. Our government relations team handles that. We have marketing and strategic communications, and then I lead our community and economic development department. In that role, I oversee organizations in times of transition. So when there's an executive change within LEDO or even a REDO, we come in and serve in that interim role. We can do economic development strategies for organizations during that time of change. We have served as the interim for Carroll County. We finished that contract up earlier this year. Currently serving in that role in Vigo County right now. And then we also have current clients include Vermilion, Spencer, Perry, and Harrison County, and those are all full-time economic development roles. So we helped them. First, we came in and did a strategy for each one of those communities, kind of figured out, okay, where are we at today? Who do we want to be? Where do we want to, what industries do we want to target? Each community is different, each county is different, and so, there's not a one-size-fits-all approach. But then, also helping with an executive search for that next leader. So Vigo County actually brought us in back in January. They had an abrupt change. Existing longtime standing president of the organization left, and they brought us in to help with that interim responsibility. So overseeing the day-to-day operations of the department, continuing business retention and expansion outreach, and then really working with new industries that are looking to come to the area. So, just wanted to share with you, some of the expertise and work that we do across the state. Our advocacy and lobbying team helps make connections at the State House. Mr. Spalding, I know you're there during session, so you've probably seen our team around. But have really deep relationships with legislators across the state and work very closely with them to pass legislation to support our clients. And one of the things that makes us unique from the economic development standpoint is that we can pull in those legislators, folks from the governor's office, IEDC, to have deeper conversations about, a particular challenge that a community is facing, and then also helping address current needs. So just wanted to, share some information with you today. Would certainly be open to any questions that you might have, but certainly wanted to make ourselves available to you if at some point in the future you find yourselves needing that kind of support.
Well, we'll find ourselves there here at the end of the year. I don't know what they're doing about replacing Randy, but at the same time, it's always nice to have options.
Yeah.
So, actually, Megan, she actually contacted me.
Megan, yep.
So, and, I kind of hit it off because we both speak hillbilly. So that's what I told her, because she's from the South, and I can't get rid of mine, and she'll never get rid of hers either. So, we found that was funny. So, but it was nice talking to her.
What's an average price tag for
it really,
per year?
Yeah, it really depends. For rural counties, depending on the level of work that they're wanting, whether or not they want advocacy in there, it could be $60,000 a year, it could be $144,000 a year. It really just depends. But we tailor every contract to whatever the client needs. So we don't push additional services. We don't push any type of change orders. The thing that really attracted me to RJL, and for perspective, I spent 20 years in local government before I came to RJL. One of the things that really attracted me to them is, when we give you a price, that's the price. There's no hidden fees. There's no, oh, hey, we didn't think about that. We need to charge you extra. We really look at each client, trying to understand what it is they need, and then, tailor the contract to that client. So, particularly, or more specifically, like in Vigo County, we have a 6-month window. It's a 6-month contract. We're coming in to do initial strategy, some strategic communications, and then hiring a new executive. And then, in Carroll County, we had a year-long window. Our work in Perry, Spencer, and Harrison was all supposed to be temporary, but they have all chosen to keep us on for annual contracts.
So that is, you are actually their economic development company.
Yep.
That goes out and.
Yeah, and one of the questions we get a lot is, how do you handle conflicts of interest? That's obviously a big concern. So what if a community or a business was looking at your community and maybe one or two other communities that we work with? We would put all parties on notice. Hey, we've gotten this inquiry. They're interested in Hancock County, they're interested in Vigo County, and they're interested in Spencer County. Put all the clients on notice. Hey, we got this inquiry, and then we deliver the same amount of information for each community to the business, and say, here's all the same information, same level of employment data, same level of economic incentive data, and then let the company make those decisions. We don't put one community in front of another. We just make sure that they have all the same information. But communication and disclosure is huge, and building those relationships is very important to us, because we want to make sure that each client is well represented. But we don't want to put, in those situations, we don't want to put one before the other. And what I will tell you is it has worked very well. And very rarely, I mean, when an industry is looking to come to Indiana, very rarely are you seeing, okay, we want to go after potentially Hendricks County and Lake County and Spencer County. I mean, they usually either do a statewide search or they have very specific geographic areas they're looking at. So, you know, maybe the southwest part of the state or the eastern part of the state. But very rarely do you see, you know, okay, we're going to pick these 5 counties, and it just so happens to be 5 counties that we're working in. But again, putting everybody on notice, making sure there's proper disclosures, and that, you know, working with each of those communities to deliver the same amount of information.
So the question, if we were to contract with you to be our, where does your allegiance lie? Would it lie with our county or with the state of Indiana? I think the way as the structure set up, it's hard to feel as if you get experience of I'm backing you veto position because
So if we were to contract with you, you know, our first allegiance would be to the county commissioners. And I'll give you a prime example. We have a new client that came on. The council and the commissioners were at odds on, you know, what to do. The council wanted to push going a different direction, and the commissioners ultimately said, no, this is our contract, this is our work. And so we actually, you know, sat down with all parties and said, hey, you know, we report to the commissioners, and we've got to deliver what the commissioners want. Same thing would go with the state, you know. I'll talk about in Vigo County in particular, the relationship between Vigo County and IEDC has been strained for many years. One of the first things we did was bring the IEDC in and say, how can we work better together to achieve the goals that the city and county, Vigo County, Terre Haute, want to achieve. And those relationships have been started to mend. But again, the first allegiance is to the client. And so if you say, hey, we want to be X and we want to go after these 3 industries, that's what we're going to go after. But hopefully that answers your question.
yeah.
How often do you get it to where 2 of your clients want the same thing?
You know, the situation that would come to mind there would be down in Perry, Spencer, and Harrison in the southern part of the state. They're all along the Ohio River. They all have some level of port infrastructure. So, you know, as we're talking about things like the Ships for America Act, we brought Senator Todd Young in, had a conversation with all 3 of those counties, and we're working with the county commissioners in each of those communities to go after the Ships for America Act together, kind of as a consortium, if you will. Not a legal entity, but, you know, using the strengths of each one of those communities to go after that potential funding and that opportunity. Not that ships are going to be built there, but they could help support through technology. They could support through, you know, light manufacturing, microchip processing, maybe, you know, systems that would go into ultimate warships and that kind of thing. But working with them collaboratively to think about how each one of those counties can help support initiatives like that. So, you know, we would want to work with the county to figure out, again, who are we, where do we want to be, and how do we address the goals of the county commissioners, looking at the future of, you know, potential industries. We don't want to go after something that A, can't be supported here, or B, you don't have a workforce alignment. So we would want to go after things that fit, and we would help you work through that.
Good. Gives us some options. I appreciate you coming in and presenting to us.
Yeah, well, thank you for the time, and you know, feel free to reach out if you have any questions.
All right.
Thank you.
You want to take a break? Motion to adjourn or recess?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor? Aye. So be it.
Office, I will call to order the meeting of the Hancock County Regional Water and Sewer District.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm filling in here for Dan Straw, so
Okay.
to answer any questions. Looks like you've got one item on your agenda here for consideration this morning.
Do you want to say anything about it or anything like that?
Nope. Believe you just need to adopt a resolution which authorizes Hancock County Water and Sewer District Board President Bill Spalding to apply, and I can read the resolution into the record if you'd like.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. Excuse me. Whereas the Hancock County Regional Water and Sewer District of Hancock County, Indiana, the participant has plans for a wastewater infrastructure improvement project to meet state and federal regulations, and the participant intends to proceed with the construction of such project. Now therefore be it resolved by the board, the governing body of the participant, that Bill Spalding be authorized to make application for a state revolving fund loan, SRF loan, and provide the SRF loan program such information, data, and documents pertaining to the loan process as may be required, and otherwise act as the authorized representative of the participant, and 2, the participant agrees to comply with state and federal requirements and regulations as they pertain to the SRF loan program, and 3, 2 certified copies of this resolution be prepared and submitted as part of the participant's preliminary engineering report, adopted and passed by the board of the Hancock County Regional Water and Sewer District of Hancock County, Indiana, this 31st blank, so I'm okay. 31st day of March of 2026. Bill Spalding, Hancock County Water and Sewer District Board President.
So you just need a motion from us.
Need a motion
to
adopting that
approve-
resolution.
Adopt the resolution.
Okay. Make a motion that we adopt the resolution for, on behalf of the Hancock County Regional Water and Sewer District for the SRF loan program.
Second? No. We have motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt the resolution for the application form for the Clean Water State Revolving Fund Loan Program. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Commissioners, that's all I have for you this morning. We will need signatures and then work with Deb. We need 2 certified copies to submit with the application.
Steve, there are 3 other documents that we'll need signed.
The actual loan, or the
Go
actual
ahead and do your
application.
signatures and then we'll open up the meeting back.
Okay.
Okay?
The cost-effective sheet and a couple of,
Go ahead and get those signed before we adjourn. But
They should be.
There they are, right there.
They should be in your packet. I will just let you know for information purposes, your next meeting, your quarterly meeting, your annual meeting is next Tuesday. That's where you'll have your annual election of officers.
Okay.
That's all I have for you this morning.
Thank you very much. So,
there was this cost-effective that the engineer sent last night.
As soon as the meeting's over, we can certify those copies.
Yeah, there's just 3 signatories there.
Huh?
Big sheet that says, looking at the most cost-effective approach. I caught that one at 5 o'clock last night. So, Kate said, 1 more. That's all I have.
Thank you. Cemetery.
all 4.
oh, okay. Is that what that is?
So, yes.
And
And then a motion to adjourn our meeting.
motion to adjourn?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. We adjourn our Hancock County Regional Water and Sewer District meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
And I will reopen our commissioners meeting, and I got Sheriff Burkhart. It happens when you sit long enough.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just have, you probably have, a out-of-state travel for training.
For Ryan Kalk?
Ryan Kalk, yes.
Okay.
Got it.
What about,
I'll make a motion to approve the out-of-state travel for Deputy Ryan Kalk. He will be attending the HITS K-9 Training and Consulting 2026 in Lecanto, Florida, which includes airfare, per diem rates for hotel and meals, not to exceed $2,314.11. Would think it's going to be paid out of the commissary?
Both, training or commissary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second?
we've got a motion and a second on the floor to approve Deputy Ryan Kalk to travel out of state for HITS K-9 Training and Consulting 2026. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries.
And then Deb, additional auditor business about the Amplify.
Yes, we need, so what we've got is, we
Thank you.
need a motion to allow Commissioner McDaniel to sign the Amplify partnership agreements once they have been finalized through legal.
Okay.
I make a motion that once the documents are ready for the Amplify agreement, that we allow President Gary McDaniel to sign off on those after legal review.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to allow President Gary McDaniel to sign off on partnership agreements for Amplify once they have all been ironed out and everybody agrees. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion's carried. Who is this one for?
This is for Purdue Extension.
Okay.
Let me
I-
put that in here.
Lace is way out and ahead of the game here. Your stuff is, September.
Oh, I make a motion that we approve permission for out-of-state travel and travel expenses for Lais McCartney from Purdue Extension. It was approved by Mandy Gray, which would include mileage to Madison, Wisconsin, and meals September 28th and October 2nd. For a total of, well, the mileage is $513.30, and the meals will not exceed $88.
Second.
Motion and a second on the floor to approve Lais McCartney out-of-state travel to the Purdue Extension Expand Professional Development Conference in Madison, Wisconsin. And all those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. So be it. Oh, I didn't put my date there. Oh, well.
We all sign it. They'll figure it out.
What next, Janine?
I make a motion that we approve the bond release for Ryan Homes, Inc., ILO NVR, Inc., at 8425 Woodfield Crossing Boulevard in Indianapolis. The type of bond was a subdivision bond, and the amount of that bond was $96,000. Bond number SNN 4009161, and the date of that bond was October 18th of 26. And this is for Knowlton Estates, Section 1 and 2, sidewalks and driveway.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor and a second to release the bond number SNN 4009161 for Ryan Holmes at an amount of $96,000. Any further, and it's for Nolte Estates, Section 1 and 2, sidewalks and driveways. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Sir, there's nothing to sign in here for Jennie Shively, is there? Okay, got it. I make a motion that we reappoint Jennie Shively to a full 4-year term ending in 2029 for the Hancock County Parks and Recreation Board.
Second.
Motion second on the floor to reappoint Jennie Shively to the Parks and Recreation Board. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Oh, Miriam, congratulations too on the grant award. We
Yes.
appreciate all the work you guys have done on that.
Thank you. That's a very big deal. Congrats.
Okay, we got the
Best
best way.
Let's see here.
They had gotten rid of their recycling bins, and then you had asked for some new pricing. So what this is this is just pricing for the one bin, and that did decrease that overall billing.
And we will actually see how that works. We're not recycling anymore. We don't need that. But we may have to go back and get an extra one if there shows a need for it. So,
For an extra trash.
yeah, if it's needed.
And this is all for the annex, I believe. Is that not correct?
Everything.
The whole county?
everything.
Locations, and I think that you.
Locations on the back.
And Sarah, did you just say that they've already made the motion on
We
this?
already made the motion.
Oh, okay.
And to anybody's knowledge, we haven't had any complaints about service or anything with them whatsoever.
I haven't received any calls.
Good experience. Okay.
So we just need Gary to sign off on this then? Okay, there you go.
Right.
There's 2 of them.
2 of them. We'll sign here.
Out of his budget.
There you go.
Next, we have Gibson Teldata, Inc., non-auto renewing executive assurance agreement. This is for Hancock County Government and the IT Department. Bernie Harris, and
It's an annual renewal.
it's the annual renewal in the amount of $15,558.60. Quarterly billing cycle of $3,889.65. This is from 2/16/26 to 2/15/27.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the auto renewal of IT programs in the amount of $15,558.60. It'll be billed quarterly at $3,889.65. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Oh, that's your copy.
Here.
There's a lot of initials on there.
A lot of them. Inside. All right.
Next, we have an affidavit for construction fund reimbursement, request number 23 for Amplify with Hancock County Redevelopment Authority. The total of $1,270,668.41.
Second.
Motion is second on the floor to approve the affidavit for construction fund disbursement, request number 23. And that was, which one was it?
Closer to the front, right third page.
Right there? No, you gotta find, here it is, there it is. No,
Nope, there's your total.
there's another one here somewhere. There it is, there we go, okay. In the amount of $1,270,668.41. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay.
Next, we have change order for Amplify number 8, which includes the amount to be drawn on from owner contingency of $156,862. And that includes X-ray equipment changes, lab infrastructure, and Ivy Tech HVAC lab infrastructure. That amount will not exceed $156,862.
Second. Motion second on the floor to approve the change order
Number 8.
for Veritas Advisors, and an amount to be drawn off of it be $156,862. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. This must be it here.
Sarah, I sent you an email too, if you could
It's
print
owner.
off. It was a request from Ratio. It's part of the Amplify project, but it's
Right there?
designer energy tax allocation relief through their tax. It's what they send in with our IRS form to get a break on their part of their design with the Amplify project.
There we go.
That's part of this. That's the
what I
backup
thought.
documentation.
Sure.
So at your budget meeting tomorrow, you are gonna need to ask for probably at least another 25,000 for, legal services. Cause you are,
I mean, the year's not
usually you
even,
have 25,000 for the year, but we've had some of those other issues come up.
Mm-hmm.
And, I would go ahead and at least get that going.
should we ask
Bill.
for something more?
You were fine last year in that line with the 25. We might have done some budget transfers, but you definitely are gonna need more. Your leach is fine, that's a different line.
Yes.
So this is just for some additional services.
Okay.
Attorney fees. Heck out of attorneys this year.
Yeah, it's probably time to, right?
How much you think?
1,000.
Should we do more than 25,000?
I would.
That's what I would think.
I mean, 75 sounds like a
75,000?
right amount. We don't know
Okay.
what's going to happen with our insurance investigation. Eventually that will come about to have to be paid. Outstanding. Just litigating. Okay, we can come in and
Any
ask
bond
for.
work or anything that you might need to enlist
Yeah.
Lisa for
Well,
moving
that'll all be
forward?
through RDC, right?
Will it? I was thinking the fire and EMS, and I don't know if there's anything we're gonna have to do on that.
I don't think so. I don't think on that side we will, at least right now. But, okay.
Probably on Amplify.
Just be aware, I just want to bring that up.
So, okay, we can ask for that. Hey, I wanted to present this to you both too. So Mark Beebe was the architect for Ratio on the Amplify Hancock project, and he had asked if we would sign off on a document that is it's for their tax preparation team. It's a designer energy tax allocation, and it just says, in an effort to support sustainable building, Ratio is seeking certification under the Energy Policy Act that the following property meets an energy efficient standards set forth in the act. And to do so, Ratio needs Hancock County to verify the following information about the property. And everything that's needs to be verified is on these documents right here, and it's really just for them to get a tax credit saying that they helped design an energy efficient building.
Okay.
Let me see that here so I know what I'm reading. I make a motion, we approve this signature on the designer energy tax allocation for Ratio Architects, which they did on Amplify Hancock Innovation Center.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve or to sign off on the designer energy tax allocation form for efficiencies out at Amplify. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'm at God now. Anyway.
And Sarah, could you send him back that signed copy?
I'm just going to lay it on top of the red folder here.
Okay. You guys got anything else?
No.
I got one more thing, and it was concerning the email we got from Rhonda about people not, they're looking at a bill to where the courts, community corrections, and the prosecutor's office are not obligated or whatever to follow our handbook. Or they could sign off and say they've gotten it all out, but I didn't know, did you know anything else about that?
I think there's something potentially IC code says that. I don't know.
She was very thorough on it.
Yeah, she was.
And
that was Friday.
Let me check.
Right here. Here it is. Right here. It's the county executive, county fiscal body, the courts, prosecutor's office, judicial officers, public defender's office, community corrections program, that they were going to be excluded from it.
That's probably my belief is the way. Something that that's the way it is. And for next year's legislative session, changed back.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't have any control over them anyway, but at the same time, we do have control over community corrections.
Well,
But that does come under the courts.
Yeah.
It's under the
Yeah.
courts, but the real struggle is it's still the commissioner's liability.
Yes.
So we have the liability.
And we have to
and
insure
they
them
have
and all
none
that
the
kind of
risk.
stuff,
Did
so.
you give her a call to talk to her further
No, I
about
didn't.
that?
I wanted to bring it up here with you guys. That way we can discuss it where we are.
I'll ask her about it too, because I don't think I didn't see that email.
Friday,
Was I copied on it? Because I was looking up her.
we find out here.
It also.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. It also includes community corrections and those under a merit board, which would mean sheriff's department, would it not?
What does that say?
It says here, HEA 1161 by Ethan Lawson contains a provision that that she wanted to make us aware of, effective July 1. Section 13 of the bill excludes employees of the prosecutor's office, public defender's office, community corrections, and those under a merit board from the provisions of new Chapter 21 of IC Code 36-2, which means that they do not have to sign off and live by our policy
But
manual.
it did say that they would have to create their own handbook or something like that.
Well, I'm sure sheriff's department has their own policy.
We have our own policies, but yes. We do anyway. I mean, we sign off on them anyway. That's why it's not really a big deal for us, because we make them sign, so.
I'll give her a
internal
call.
policies as well, so.
Yeah, I mean,
And that was specifically put in that language because of the sheriffs and the merit boards.
So whose policy supersedes what then? If you're continuing to have all your new employees sign off on that? And it would really relate to just the deputies, wouldn't it?
Yes, but most of it mirrors what the county policy is, except for some certain, like, times of work, work times and some other, other stuff. But majority of it, we coincide with.
Okay. So it sounds like sheriff's got us covered either way there, so.
Yeah, he works with us on our policies, but technically I wonder if that could deviate from our county handbook with, future sheriffs. So my concerns are like, payroll and things of that nature, and the deductions that we have to provide, so I definitely would support your effort to find out more information about it.
to have employees, I understand. There are concern because work around that yet.
Yeah, that's counterintuitive because it's like, well, if we don't have any control of them, but yet we're liable, that makes no sense at all.
It don't, I mean.
It needs, I don't know if the legislature can be lobbied to address this. It should be, because those are incongruent.
It's not unlike happened before where open something up that you didn't necessarily think it would open. Probably going to be a good idea.
Look into it
and get that changed back as much as we
saw Ethan last night, so
We can throw that right back to Rhonda to.
I'll ask her about it too. I still couldn't find her email. I don't know. Looking it up on my phone, but I'll talk to her about it too. Sound her out, see what she says.
I mean, I don't see why we same sheet of music.
I just forwarded it to you.
Because
thank you.
If you get sued, I think that would be the first.
That is the first question they will ask.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and
what do those policies state? Whatever the instance was,
how does that affect our insurance?
It affects it big time.
Yeah. Because they asked if we've got a handbook.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody has to sign off on it. So, All right, you guys have anything else? I just wanted to talk about it here,
I
so.
think gentleman in back, he's been here, I don't know.
That's Mr. Collop back there. You
Do
want
we
to
have
come
any-
talk to us? I'm sure George does.
George does. He's already told me.
Oh, no.
3-minute time limit. 3-minute time limit.
I might need a little more than 3 minutes. Things gone on while I was gone. First of all, did you guys happen to read Michael Hicks's article in the Daily Reporter about data centers and stuff? Well, I printed off his last third page of his deal. I want to point out to the public that he identified that the physical benefits for the state of Indiana is kind of lacking because of the tax abatements and incentives that state and local governments give out. And so we're not going to get the tax revenues that we should get by using a data center.
If you structure the incentive plan the wrong way.
And Hancock County can't afford that. We're losing more and more of the revenue pie every year. So we need to start protecting that piece of the pie and stuff. They're also talking about they may use micro gas-fired generations, electrical generation plants. There's also the case for the small modular nuclear reactor, which I have sent you guys some information while I was away. And they also can use the lithium-ion battery storage. Lithium-ion batteries have been known to catch fire. The biggest fire I've seen was last year in just outside San Francisco. It burnt for days, filled the air with toxic smoke. The water that they were pumping on it had to be recovered because it contains heavy metals from the batteries. So I would hope that we don't allow that to happen. And another thing that he didn't mention in here was depending on the cooling system they use. If they use a closed loop cooling system, basically a pipe that runs through their electrical stuff, they're going to have to use, and it's a word about that long, of a chemical that's highly toxic. And every time they flush that system, they're going to have to capture that water and all that. It has something to do with what's called resistivity. It keeps the electrical current that goes through those things from flowing through the water and get into other systems. I know something about that because we had a system on the E4B that does the same thing. Became a problem on the China trip, believe it or not, back in '84. I think that when we're dealing with data centers, that if they want to put a data center here in this county, that they are responsible for all the costs, for all the electrical grids being built into that. That county residents should not have to pay for that. And what's happening now, it's being shared across everybody. But it should be them paying for that, not jacking up our electrical rates because they want to have a data center. And my other thing that came up, and I missed it the 16th, was the water treatment study that you guys had. And why I am glad that Charlottesville got mentioned into it. I am not glad, and neither should the residents of this county be glad, that it's being pushed farther and farther away from being completed. And every time you guys push it down farther out of the way, that plant costs more money. Greenfield's plant is above $100 million that they just fixed. Now, you push it down 5, 10 more years, it's going to be.
78 million.
Huh?
78 million.
78 million. Well, okay, you would know better than me. I was
But
told.
George, just a caveat to your conversation here on Charlottesville, a lot of those people have no desire to hook up to sewer
I
and water.
understand that, but you have a E. coli contaminated area out there. And if you don't know anything about people getting contacted E. coli, it can kill you.
Well, of course, but then we
Okay?
also can
It
have
can leave
E. coli in
lasting-
other
It
areas
can
as
leave
well.
lasting effects on you if it doesn't kill you. And we, since 77, best of my mind, has known about this problem. So it's coming up on 50 years and not been done. Last time they tried to do anything about it was in 93. And because the people out at East Side was considered low income, they did not do anything about it. It's going to be low income forever.
Well, I can tell you, the only thing about that study that we can even look at is the Charlottesville. Because I met with Jim down in New Pal the other, Jim Robinson. And they've got theirs under control. They've got a plan for theirs, okay? The 500 homes that she brought to us, somebody didn't do some homework. Because I met with him, and he says, no, those 500 homes, we've got plans for.
But Congressman Reeves, I know is doing something for New Pal. He needs to include Charlottesville in that. Yeah, I don't know if he does, if he's doing it, but
Well,
he
we'll
needs
have
to.
an opportunity to ask him tonight.
Yep.
When is that? Was he going to be here
Lincoln
today?
Day dinner.
Lincoln Day dinner. He's our speaker.
Oh. But anyway, that's what I got for right now. I just want
George?
to, I think it needs to be done sooner than later. It's going to cost more later on. It's already going to cost more than what it would have if they'd done something back in 93.
Well, that's one of the reasons we're looking at it, simply because the reports, the studies that's been done before are obsolete.
Right.
So
And I would imagine the state needs to do another evaluation from the 22 evaluation
probably.
and stuff.
So, but yeah.
I know the sanitation engineers are frustrated about this too, from talking to them and stuff. So.
And our health department, I think, keeps a pretty close eye on it.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
Anybody have anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion to adjourn and second on the floor. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passed.